and welcome to the newspaper review on TAP TV. My name is Sophie John and I am your host for today. As usual, I won't be doing this alone. I'm joined by Mr. Victor Sioko. Mr. Victor, welcome.
Thank you.
How was your weekend?
Very nice.
It was blissful.
Yeah, cool.
Despite the weather, despite the troubles, despite the high cost of transportation, despite all we are facing, you enjoyed
Well,
it.
I was on my own minding my business.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for joining us on the show.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You too can also be a part of the show. Follow us on all our social media handles. On Twitter, we are tabtv_ng. On Instagram, we are also tabtv_ng. On Facebook, we are tabtv. So follow us on all social media platforms. Like, comment to this video. Thank you. Without much ado, we'd like to head over to our first newspaper of today. We'll be looking at the leadership. The leadership is leading with a story on Niger coup. Hope rises as junta leaders open talk with ECOWAS. You can find that on page 4 of the leadership newspaper. Gombe Bauchi Road cut off travelers stranded. That's on page 9 of the leadership. 100 killed, 59 villagers dislodged by Taraba crisis. More of that on page 12 of the leadership. Drug baroness, 4 kingpins arrested as NDLEA boss 3 syndicates. More of that on page 8 of the newspaper. NACA threatens to ground aircraft over breach of insurance cover. You can read that up on page 17 of the leadership newspaper. Accept our new logo, NNPP tells INEC. That's on page 21 of the newspaper. And that's all we'll be taking for the leadership newspaper. Mr. Victor, I would like you to share your thoughts on this lead story on the leadership rather. Hope rises as junta leader open talks with ECOWAS. I'd like you to share your thoughts. We have been hearing a lot of news on this whole Niger and ECOWAS front and back. We have been hearing a lot of things. The 7-day ultimatum they were given, they failed to adhere to that. And it looks like the Niger military leaders are bent on running their government like that. So we'd like you to share your thoughts on this.
Yeah, it came as good news. I did not expect them to be out this quickly to say, okay, come, let's talk. Because beforehand, they'd been asked to come and talk, and they weren't, will I say, comfortable to talk with anybody. They just wanted to carry their course and make sure that they complete fully on what they are out there to do. But I would say that I think when the former CBN governor went there, that's Lamido Sanusi went there, I think that created so much peace accord between both parties. And yeah, they're out there to say, okay, just come. Let's see if you can negotiate. Okay, yeah, but some persons out there now have started, like I say, predicting how the negotiations might be, because Niger is quite complex because there are too many interests in Niger. Yeah, so you know that France, who colonized them, have a greater power than any other country there. Yes, the USA has their own, but mind you, the USA and the French usually work together. But this time around, there are strong indication that the Russians are trying to penetrate, okay, trying to buy hearts from Nigerians, because Nigerians are also saying, see, the effect of the French in our country is not helping matters. Come to think of it, Nigerians are known for the Niger is known for the 7th most manufacturing destination for uranium. Okay, and uranium is a mineral that is highly of importance to the world, not just in Africa, but the West. The West really needs uranium because they use it to power their nuclear plants. Okay, and when you have a country like Niger, that is the poorest country in the world, nearly the poorest country in the world, and you find out that they have this particular mineral, you see that there will be so much interest there. So which is happening. And one will be like, okay, even with the exploitation and the exploration of uranium that has happened in Niger for donkey years, what has the monies gotten from this uranium, what has it done to the people of Niger? And you then now question that, is it that uranium is not expensive? Is it that it does not have value? Yes, it does have value. And we have report that 3,000 tons of uranium is being lifted out of Niger on a yearly basis. 3,000 tons. Where in the market you have a uranium costing about $56 per pound. Okay? And you have that a pound is equals to 2,200 tons. And we are talking about 3,000 tons. We are talking about billions right here. Okay? So what have they been using this money to do in their country? That is the issue on the plate for Nigerians. That's why you see them supporting these Juntas. The other time we saw a video clip where the Juntas came to a stadium. The stadium was filled to the brim where they were supporting these military leaders. But you also go back and say, okay, you have a constitution. That is the issue here now. You have a constitution. There was an election that happened, an election that was said that it was the best election since 1960. So, will you now be removing Bazoum, who for me is the current president? Will you now be removing him? Somebody that for donkey years you guys have not organized a decent election, not until this period. And you are now removing him when he has not finished his term. So these are the issues. Now they want to come to the round table. We'll now ask the question, what will they want? Personally, I see them, they don't want Bazoum there because they see him as somebody that is working with the French. And these guys don't want to work with the French. Okay, to summarize things, I see the Juntas wanting to prosecute Bazoum, that's the current president, who is still in captivity with them since 26th of July. He's still there with them. I think that is an option they will want to hold on to their side. But will ECOWAS and the bourgeoisies of this world, that's the US, the Germans, the French, and the UK, will they want a democratically elected president be ousted in that manner? Yes, they might also come, or, okay, let me still use the word might. They might also come, which I strongly believe they might, also come from the part that they'll be demanding for fresh elections.
Yes.
Bazoum should step aside, give us about 1 year to organize fresh election. Which you know that those things also, okay, look at Burkina Faso and Mali, they brought such thing, but did it come to fruition? The answer is no. So I just hope that ECOWAS, with their wisdom, okay, will be able to put in some points, or like I say, drag them a bit to the side of ECOWAS, of what ECOWAS was. But at the end of the day, I just want them to agree on something that will be so beneficial to the people of Niger, and that will be able to liberate them from abject poverty. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that contribution. That's the most important part, that whatever decision they take should be beneficial to the people of Niger. All right, we move over to our next newspaper of today. We'll be looking at the Nigerian Tribune. The Tribune is also leading with a story on Niger crisis. Ariwa Forum laments 13 billion naira weekly loss to border closure. You can find this on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. CBN to clamp down on banks engaging in illegal sales of forex. That's on page 7 of the newspaper. Tinubu puts the cart before the horse. Bakare tells Tinubu. You can read that up on page 23 of the newspaper. Military never received any coup request. That's according to the Defense Headquarters. You can read that up on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. I procured guns from police inspector. Armed robber suspects alleged in Ogun State. That's on page 27 of the newspaper. Niger coup leaders ready for dialogue with ECOWAS. You can read that up on page 8. And that is all we'll be taking on the Nigerian Tribune. I would like you to share your thoughts on the story on page 23. Tinubu put the cart before the horse. That's Bakare telling Tinubu.
Yeah. Well, oppositions are allowed. Yes, one will say Bakare, who was a presidential candidate, okay,
Of
for the of the
the
APC,
APC.
okay, and he failed. Yeah, persons were out there dropping down, but he went to the last,
No,
and
most people were
he failed.
surprised then that a pastor is coming out as a
Oh
presidential
sure,
candidate.
oh sure, oh sure.
Yeah.
Why people were surprised that the pastor was coming out? Some people, also other persons were also surprised that a woman was also coming out. Okay, but we saw what happened there. But Tunde Bakare is a man that does not fear. He comes out to speak whenever he wants to speak, and he has done it this time around, and there are reactions out there. So he's saying that Tinubu should stop suffering the poor and fight corruption. He should stop fighting Nigerians but fight corruption. That monies that will be let's say acquired from corrupted persons will be able to add more to palliatives. Yes, he made mention of Tinubu bringing some palliatives, but he was saying that it is not enough, which you and I know that those palliatives, many of us, you and I know, have felt any part of those palliatives, okay? Up till now. I
That's
don't
the
know whether you
sad part.
have.
I haven't.
Okay.
Even the 8,000 naira he said will be distributed to youth. We are yet to see that. Although they say it's under review, but we know how those things go. We are aware of that.
So, but now, what are the issues? The issues he also mentioned about the CBN governor, who is still in the custody of the DSS. He also mentioned that of the EFCC former chairman. So, what is he saying? That you need to allow the rule of law to play its part. You cannot just
Yes.
hold down on somebody that has been also given bail. Okay, where we know that this is just Nigeria for you, because this same matter of holding persons more than their time was done by Buhari.
Yes.
Okay, and Tinubu is like, man, if Buhari would have done it, why can't I do it? Okay, but there is also something I need to point out here with respect to the CBN, how Tinubu is handling the CBN. For the part of Emefiele, I think he's not handling it properly. This man has been given bail, but he will say, come and say, I'm not the one giving DSS the charge to capture him, even when he was given bail. Just moments outside the courts, he was rearrested and all that. But we should also have it in mind that for the fact that the president, the chief of the armed forces, and the leader of this country, in his wisdom, had to bring an auditor, an independent auditor, to audit the CBN is a right course. Because there are now news making rounds that even the CBN, the staff of the CBN, that they even collected loans more than what was appropriated for them. So that is aside. What about the racketeering that happened during the FS regime of Form A and the Form Q thing, that many CBN staff and bank officials used those models or style or techniques to siphon the economy, to siphon our reserves? Okay, let me not go into details to that, but we also need to make note of the fact that the printing company of Nigeria are being investigated at the moment.
Yes.
Something that have not been done for a long time in the history of this country. They are being thoroughly investigated. Some persons were arrested and bailed, though. Some persons have been charged to court. These are the kind of news that we want to hear. Just like Bakare says, fight corruption. I see him in that regard. But I know some persons out there be like, Tinubu, as in Tinubu, fighting corruption. Some people, we had a little altercation, or like argument, and some persons were like, how can the corrupt fight corruption? Okay, yeah, people and their, I'm not calling him corrupt, okay, but yeah, people don't see the president as somebody with clean hands, so they don't see him as someone that will fight this corruption. But the way it is going, I just hope he can gather more. After all, some persons can sin and repent. Okay, I just pray that he can gather more courage and discipline these persons. Because see, if we are not able to discipline these corporates, okay, they will have more backbone to do more. Okay, you can't tell us that through ways and means that you cannot account for every money that was printed in this country. Reason why, for me, I think that is the reason why we are having this issue of naira getting devalued every day, that the dollar had to hit 1,000 naira sometime last week. If these excessive monies, this cash that was printed out were not printed, I'm not thinking that we'll be having these issues. Reason, because there is a high demand of the USD, of foreign exchange. We have so much naira littered. I know that you and I don't have it, but it is in the hands of the people that it was printed for. So you have high demand because these guys want to change their monies. And now that as the president announced that, okay, naira should float on its own, these persons brought out their monies and went into the market to buy USD. And that is why these monies, the naira is doing so badly, because so much naira is chasing after FX. So Bakare has made his point. I hope that the president should also take good note, go through these statements word for word, line by line, and not just also come out like the APC secretary that came out, Bashiru, that came out to say Bakare does not have the experience or competence to talk about these topics. I don't think that's the right response coming from the APC national secretary.
That was really a bad response. Everybody has the right to talk about the problems we face in our country currently. All right, we go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll be looking at our last newspaper for today, so stay tuned. Thank you.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Welcome back. This is still the newspaper review on TAP TV. And we'll be looking at our last newspaper for today. We'll be looking at the Daily Sun newspaper. The Daily Sun is leading with a story on Niger Republic coup. Niger Republic coup leaders open up. Fault ECOWAS for not having patience to hear the side of the story before issuing ultimatums. Express readiness for peace talks. Dialogue diplomacy should be the priority. That's according to the Labour Party candidate, Peter Obi. You can read this story all up on page 6 of the Daily Sun newspaper. Igbo town unions urge Tinubu to free Kanu in line with court judgment. That's also on page 4 of the Daily Sun newspaper. Niger, PDP accuses APC government of dragging Nigeria to a needless war. You can read that up on page 6 of the Daily Sun. NJC dismisses fake letter alleging surrendering powers to government. That's on page 28 of the newspaper. Anambra bans advertisement of traditional medicine. You can read that up on page 27 of the newspaper. Border closure, we are losing 13 billion naira weekly. Northern traders cry out. More of that on page 25. Abia bans Okada Keke in Umaya, Aba. You can read that up on page 28 of the Daily Sun newspaper. Bakare attacks APC. Tinubu claim government action, decision impulsive, urges president to kill corruption, not Nigeria. You can read all of that on page 26 of the Daily Sun newspaper. And that's all we'll be taking on the Daily Sun. Mr. Victor, I'd like you to share your thoughts on this story. Anambra bans advertisement of traditional medicine. The story on page 27 of the Daily Sun newspaper.
Well, complexities. Why do I say that? Because
yes, there's a lot in this traditional medicine discourse has a lot. There are a lot of supporters of it. There are a lot of people against traditional medicine. What do you think? What's your own view?
Patronize traditional medicine more than modern medicine. Yeah, we do.
I will agree with you on that.
Okay,
I
okay.
would.
Why?
It depends on the geographical location of the people.
Okay, so
If you notice, people in urban areas, they tend to patronize more of modern medicine than traditional medicine.
the poor
Then
in the urban. I don't. Yeah, okay, finish.
Then those people in the other areas, they tend to patronize more of the traditional medicine than the modern medicine.
So, are you now saying that there are no poor persons in the urban region?
There are poor persons.
Okay,
In the urban
so
region.
why is it that in most junctions you go, you see them selling agbo? People are buying. In fact, you have more persons right now selling agbo than even the pharmaceutical shops. Go to parks. Go to not just if I mention parks, they are countless. Go to my wife. You know the population they are selling agbo, and this is not even. And mind you, traditional medicine increases where there is culture and tradition. So in metropolitan zones, okay, like some locations in Port Harcourt, you might not just see them, but see, go to Anambra. Anambra is known for their culture. Port Harcourt, they do, we they do smell. Don't touch me, don't dirty me. But where you know people that they don't care about their culture, they take this traditional medicine. That is why you have, that is why you have plenty persons out there taking this traditional medicine, which is not a bad thing, but it needs to be controlled.
It needs to be controlled because me personally, I support traditional medicine.
Okay.
There are natural herbs, there are natural things. We need to patronize it. We need to support our
But
culture.
do you know that?
But I know it should be controlled.
Okay, you mentioned, I want to pick the word natural. Yes, when you tell people, this is natural, take it. Do you know that natural things can also be harmful? Yes. There are some natural medicine out there that you take that will affect your kidney. So there should be control. And the main issue of all this is that many reports coming out right now is saying that many guys out there have kidney issues. Persons taking these drugs are having kidney issues. So there should be control. Now, what is the president Soludo saying? Soludo is saying that, see, you need to come. There's an office that you need to go to. Let them vet this medicine before you start putting it up for advert. If you go to Onitsha, if you go to Oka, advert everywhere, you'll be hearing them. They cure syphilis, they cure this. You know what I'm talking about.
But I don't see a way he can actually control this because
no, he can.
This
after God is government, he can. Yeah.
He can actually sanction the ones on TV, the ones that go to TV too.
No, before you even get to TV, the TV own is out of this. So you need to get some document because this the broadcasters will be put under the books. But for now, flyers, putting out a billboard, signboard, signages in your car, going to a junction, you carry your car, their cars, they will plaster their
Well, we see traditional medicine vendors everywhere. You go to park, you see somebody selling that. You're walking on the street, you see somebody selling traditional medicine. That's why I'm saying that you have to put a lot of effort to control that.
No, sure.
Because he can't actually stop the street seller of abo on the road. He can't actually stop that person.
You can stop them. Oh. They can be stopped or they can be minimized. Okay? By the time you come out and you are carried the first day and you are asked to pay a bill of 10,000 and you call your family members, come and help me, and they'll pay. Another time, let me just step out and see if I can sell something. They grab you again, and then you might just go and change job. Okay, so but it is important. Even the World Health Organization acknowledges traditional medicine. Okay, that we even have about 80% of the world countries adopting traditional medicine.
During the COVID-19, there were a lot of some people were trying to lean over to traditional medicine. I think there was a statement by the Prince of England where he talked about how effective traditional medicine are in treating COVID during the COVID-19. Although it was not confirmed, it was not lab tested, but at least people were recognizing the power of
That
traditional
is the
medicine.
issue. It needs to be tested, just like we test modern medicine. Even just imagine, even the modern medicine has its side effects. Even after all the vigorous tests that they go through and the scrutiny, then what about traditional medicine that does not even no checks at all? People will just be taking it and taking. I'm not saying that they don't have efficacy, that they don't have their good parts and they don't heal people. They do. After all, I have somebody that I know that got gonorrhea, and it was, as in, shockingly, the person cured it with traditional medicine. And come to think of it, the poverty in Nigeria has also made people to lean towards traditional medicine. With 100 naira, 200, 500, you can be able to buy. Just to even go to a mid-level hospital in Nigeria for consultancy, just please make una check if they pay me here or if they pay me here. You might just spend 10,000 naira just for consultancy, when you can now use 2K and cure the thing. Are you getting me? And oh, come on, poverty has also done see, it needs to be controlled, no two ways about that. But when you also look at the side of poverty, but the government also needs to protect the lives of the citizens. Okay? Reason why many a times now, we can even detect that I have malaria. I can even say, now malaria, they worry me. Make I go buy drug. I'll just walk down.
I also need to put something into consciousness. Most of these people living in, if you check in some communities, you hardly see hospitals. Before you get to a hospital, you have to go as far as, you have to pay transportation. You have to, before
Reason why, yes, reason why,
before getting medical attention. We see cases like that. So it's just easier for them to just take traditional medicines to solve their problem at that moment.
Reason why they don't need to close them down, okay? Just come and get registered. Come, let's see the drugs you have. Let's scrutinize it if we can. And then business continues, okay? I don't want them to shut them down, just like chemists. If you shut down chemists and say, okay, it's only pharmacies, pharmacies cannot carry the burdens of the country. Even on the streets, you can imagine how many pharmacies. If you live in a street and there is no chemist, my dear, you are not living in Nigeria. Maybe you are living in a high class or highbrow estate. But the average Nigerian, for every street, if you don't find a betting shop, you must find a chemist shop.
All right, thank you very much for that impactful contribution. This is where we draw our curtains for today. It was a really amazing time here on the newspaper review with me and Mr. Victor Sioko. Thank you for joining us on the show. Well, you can also be a part of the show. Follow us on all our social media handles. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, TapTV_NG, Facebook, TapTV NG. And then you can also like, comment, and remember to subscribe to our channel. Just click the subscribe button, the red button under this video, and subscribe to our channel for more of this video. Till we meet next time, stay safe.